Baptism is an interesting word. It doesn't appear, like I said, in the Old Testament at all. The word never appears in the Old Testament. To be baptized actually was very similar to a ship sinking. If a ship sank, they would refer to it as the ship had been baptized. The word actually in the Greek means to immerse, to plunge into. Where it really comes to life, though, is in the sense of there were, in that time, to use the word baptized probably meant you were a fabric and a clothing maker. That you would have fabric that would have been sewn and woven, and when you did that, you know that when you would use the word baptized, it meant that you were taking that cloth and you were plunging it into a dye that you would see a difference. That there was a baptism that happened, that there was a change, a transformation. The sower is the person sharing good news. They're the person that's throwing seed. Seed would be God's truth, the good news. Not to be mistaken with good spiritual answers or your opinion about right and wrong. It's the good news. We talked about this last service. The good news of Christ. John, in the Gospel of John, he says, this is great news. You got someone who's in despair? Not a very good counselor, are they? Because the gloom just comes over. In fact, Scripture warns against those of us who know God to stay away from despair, actually as if it's sin. Stay away from this dark place, because when you get in it, you begin to believe this lie that there is no hope, and it's not true. We'll struggle through that. People don't like to be broken and don't like to have need. Well, what does this door look like, and what does this mean for us? Well, it means that there are people that are walking around, even in this place, but as you walk throughout your life, that have need. And it may not be financial need. In fact, a great opportunity was for me just to go to the hospital. I'll go this afternoon with the Tollefsons and Brenda and Chris and just sit there with no answers, but just to be present. And this morning he continues in on that, and I wanted to show this picture because there's a lot going on in this picture. I was in the Marine Corps, and this basically is off one of the towers, and those can be 3 to 5 stories high typically, but they teach you how to rappel, and face first is an Australian method of going down. Now, I made an observation when I was looking at this picture, and I noticed that there's a unique dynamic of both fear and trust kind of unfolding in this picture. Let me explain. Obviously, this man has great trust in the rope that's flailing to his side and that is attached around that pole and through a carabiner. He must have amazing trust. And some of you would probably say he's crazy and nuts to have that trust, but he has a greater fear of the gentleman up above, which is probably his really nice drill instructor, who is probably, he has a great fear and respect, realizing that if he does not obey, that if he doesn't listen to this really nice gentle command of jump, there is ramifications. So there's this interesting marriage between fear and trust. You see that?